I told myself I was going to cry later, but probably can't stop it. Hi, friends. There we go. We do this every day. I'm honored to be here for many reasons. Starting already. I admire you all so much. You have no idea what each one of you has done for me in these 2 years. And so for you all to select me to be here, words can't really describe. So a lot of you have asked me, you got your speech ready? I'm like, yeah. I didn't have it ready. I didn't know what to say. I was like, I usually can come up here and put on a face and talk, but if I've learned anything here, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be myself, as Justin says, and toot my own horn. Oh, he didn't have it. Okay, I tried. It was worth a shot. It'll come later. Be ready. There it is. And I've been really inspired by all the sacrifices you guys have made, whether you've moved from across the country or quit jobs, lost friends. We've all done so much to be here. And I really will cherish this moment for the rest of my life, and I just want to thank you guys for that. And so I'm just going to be myself and get into it, right? How the hell do you talk about 2 years in just 8 minutes? It's really not possible, but I'm going to do my best. And so for me, my story, acting has kind of always been around me. I, like many of you guys, watched a lot of TV when I was younger. I was an only child and was really impacted by a lot of the movies, R.I.P. Mufasa. And in different ways as well, like my uncle's been in the game for a long time. I've had friends in college, took a random theater class in high school. It's always been there, but I've kind of dodged it with this little fear in me until I couldn't dodge it anymore. And I know each of us have that moment where we're like, you know what? I'm going to be an actor. I'm choosing to be an actor. And it felt great. And then afterwards, I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? What does that mean? I want to be an actor. Where do I go? And I asked the question a lot, and most people said, you got to get trained. You got to go to training. And moving up to New York, I did what every actor would do, extensive research. Went to Google and said, best acting studios in New York. And went to several different links, and Terry Knickerbocker's studio was always there. There it is. And I didn't know what I was getting into, but like the rest of you guys, I had my first interview before the summer intensive. And I walk into Terry's office, he's got this feng shui going on. It's a different type of energy. And you sit on his couch, and he's sitting there with his legs crossed, and he's looking at you, and he's asking questions. And he asked me a really important question. What do you want to achieve coming here? I was like, oh, yeah, I got this interview question. Don't even worry about it. He said something really pretentious. And he just looked at me for a second, with those very intentional eyes. And he said, or maybe you just want to be confident in doing something you love. And I sat there, and I was like, And that was the first time of many times he put a mirror to my face. But I knew in that moment that this place was going to change my life. And I think we could all agree that it did just that. Right? Amen? And the change did not come easy at all. And I don't know about you guys, but it was not at all what I expected it to be. Summer Intensive 2022, shout out to the Summer Intensive people in the room, was like going to a 5-star restaurant, getting their best plate, taking a taste of it, and being told to leave. I'm like, wait, that's it? That's all I get in 6 weeks? I was like, no, I need a little more. Like, I need to come back. And so I took a year off, saved some money, and made the decision to start this 2-year program as the rest of you in 2023. And the first year happened. And let's talk about the first year. Raise your hand in the back if you really owned an activity. You lying. Jokes aside, activities were very hard. Coming into this space, trying to get the perfect activity was very difficult, but don't get me wrong, we had some really cool moments. I'm just going to name a few. Shout out to Cooch, came in with a black afro and some sideburns and had a podcast with a great voice. It is what it is. To Jordan Sin, she always brought these incredible baked goods. I missed those this year. I just want you to know that. Every time, spectacular, just as good as her acting work. To Kendra, where you at, Kendra? To reminding us not to forget our home training. Yeah. And then some weird stuff happened too. There was an earthquake that hit New York. That was wild. And of course the people from Cali were looking at the rest of us like, what's wrong with you guys? It was like, did you not feel the ground shake? And then shout out to Alex and Tatiana, who were pregnant for several months during this program. Please. Yes. And then sometimes walking into the room after a break because Medhanit is setting up the room where it looks...
Excuse me, I just have to interrupt you,
Oh.
Javon, because you also had a baby during this training.
I did not have a baby, but you're right.
You did. And if people in your class remember, I had to kick you out of class.
I didn't want to talk about it.
Go to the hospital to get that fucking baby.
You're right, you're right. I was trying not to talk about that, but he puts me on the spot every time. That is correct. I did come to class ready to work, and he's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, she's okay, it'll be all right. Thank you, Terry. Or being reminded constantly not to play a mood, because mood spelled backwards is... That's right, that's right. All these moments and many more that I've skipped over planted seeds in us that were growing the artist within us, right? And we all had, in some way, shape, or form, a breakthrough moment. And my breakthrough moment was during the first year. You know, I came ready. I played college football, so I had a different type of a mindset when approaching this work. You know, I got a good night's rest the night before. I had a jug of water. I was ready. I came the next day, so I'm going to crush this. This is me. I got this, right? Walked in and bombed it. It was awful. And I felt something, this little critic in my voice telling me, you can't do this. You know, you said you wanted to do it, but this is not meant for you, right? And I broke down. I cried heavily. And two beautiful things happened that day that changed my life. It started with Terry looking at me and saying, I believe in you. I know you can do this. You can do this. And even more so, when you talk about community, Justin, my class surrounded me with love that I almost forgot what it felt like. And I realized, okay, this is different. This is not what I'm used to, but I'm ready for this. I can do this. Then second year comes around. Whew. And let's talk about second year. That's when things got real, right? We're opening our hearts in the first year. Now it's time for character work. We're getting all these tools. We're like, wait, what's my action? We're trying to figure it out. The challenges grew. And then not to mention, life happens. And for me personally, life has been extremely difficult. Life has pulled me from this place several times, even though I wanted to be here. And I've been challenged. I've made a lot of mistakes. And I've made great choices. And what have I learned from all of this? That I'm flawed, deeply. But these flaws are where the beauty lives. These flaws are not limitations, but they're opportunities, both in life and in this work. It's what makes us human. And if anything makes us a good actor, it's really owning and standing firm in who we are as human beings. And I learned that perseverance is a real thing. I know for a fact I am not the only one in this room who has persevered through some things to be in this room right now. I'm proud of you guys for that. Because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Stella Adler said a quote that I found really hit me. It said, life beats down and crushes the soul. And art reminds you that you have one. Art, especially acting, has the power to not only enrich our artistic expression, but also to deepen our understanding and connection to the human experience, ultimately contributing to becoming a more well-rounded, compassionate human being. So here we are, compassionate, flawed, obsessed human beings, ready to take on this industry with force. And we should be proud. We should be proud of where we've come from to where we are now. We should toot our own horn. And there's so many people we could sit here and thank, but I just want to take the time to thank a few. Kevin and Marina. Not only have you held the studio down, and you've held me down in a lot of different ways, so I'm extremely grateful. To Justin. I don't have to say much about him because you saw him, but he is the best clown teacher on this planet. And thank you, Justin, for helping me find Hopi. Hopi. To Matthew Dudley. Thank you, sir, for your obsession with this craft, your passion for what we do, and reminding us we can have fun, but this is work. We got to be invested in this thing. To Anya, to John, to Megan. For not just being brilliant teachers, but brilliant artists and generous colleagues in this work. Thank you so much. to Celestine. I've had the good fortune of working with you twice, but I have always been inspired by the people you teach in this class and classes before, and you are power and presence personified, and I want you to know that you deserve to be celebrated, Celestine, so thank you for what you do. And to Terry Knickerbocker. Thank you, sir, for taking this dream that you had, the size of an acorn, and creating this space, despite the challenges, the fears, and the doubts, nurturing it and turning it into this mighty oak tree where all of us and so many more will be blessed and we can root ourselves in what you teach us. Thank you, sir. To family and friends, please give family and friends a round of applause, please. And also those watching on Zoom, wherever it is it the phone? Zoom. I'm going to ask the family to just turn around real quick and just see who you're here to support for a second. It may be hard. Take your time. We're around there somewhere. And as you look at them, I want you to know that whether good, bad, or indifferent, they would not be here without you. And y'all are crazy, too, to be raising actors, because as a parent of young kids, I know you want to have something stable, and acting is not that. But I challenge you, family and friends, as well, to continue to support their dreams. Don't underestimate what that means to us, especially in times when the dreams seem like they're kind of falling off a little bit. That's when we need you most. And just know that it's a part of the journey or the marathon, as Justin says. Make a few personal shout-outs. My brother Dietrich Wise, who couldn't make it, but he's on the Zoom. Thank you, brother, for investing in me to be here and for your friendship and your brotherhood. To my mother. For always seeing the best in me, even though a lot of people didn't think I'd be here or anywhere else. Thank you for believing in me. To my 3-year-old son and my 1-year-old daughter, Jason Journey, who are not here but here in spirit, and I know they'll feel this when I say it, for reminding me of the beauty that it is to just forever be a kid, to have that freedom, sometimes annoyance, but to have that beautiful life that is being a kid. To my classmates, class of 2025, you've seen the best and worst moments and have supported, challenged, and befriended me. From whether you let me sleep on your couch or giving the best hugs or being a superstar personified. For always showing up, exuding bravery in all things, and just for loving me despite. Thank you. And I remind you that we are necessary. We are necessary. In a time where truth is kind of becoming a lost art, we have the power to show people the liberation you gain from being grounded and honest in this work, because truth is eternal. When they see us work, they'll be reminded of what it means to be human, flaws and all. Thank you guys for sharing this space with me, pushing me past my comfort zones, inspiring me. That's okay. Sometimes pissing me off, but just reminding me to feel deeply and most importantly, for opening yourselves up in this space. Because as we know, it takes a lot to put your heart out there, and so many of y'all, all of you guys have done that. So thank you. And I'll end with this quote. Artist, athlete, entrepreneur, project manager, father, mother, brother, sister. The artist comes first for a reason. Without it, everything else falls apart. Sport can be art. Business can be art. Romance can be art. Suffering can be art. Anything done with authenticity and risk falls into art. Your art is what can't be replaced, can't be taught, can't be competed with. It's the result of every day, every lesson, every experience you've ever had. And once you do find that voice, that way of being and share it with the world, everything changes. You become a one of one. But without the art, you never see who you truly are, and neither will anyone else. I love you all so much. Go be the one of one. Thank you.